everyone and welcome back to my channel. So this is your first official normal video of 2019. We are going to be talking about fitness favourites. If you don't already know that much about my fitness history, I did about 6 weeks on the body coach. I spent 12 years as a non-plus size model. I have done a combination of interval circuit, HIIT training, weight training, running, all sorts. I've always been really athletic, really into sports. I used to play all different kinds of sports at school. I was sports captain, you name it. I also competed at county athletics. So I did shot put, relay, 100 meters and 200 meters. I have always been into my fitness and into my health, and it has always been my job to look good. Now, I used to go about it the wrong way when I was really tiny and I was a lot younger. I did a lot of those kind of fad diets, and basically the goal was just to be as tiny as possible, which is not what I am about these days. And certainly in the last few years, I have really changed my attitude towards health and fitness. So we're going to be talking about some of my current favourites, why I love them, some sort of, I guess, not really supplements, but I'm going to be talking you through some of the protein powders and stuff I use, my current training favourites, and a little bit of tech and gear stuff as well. So I'm going to start off with some food things. I have a mainly vegetarian diet. I eat a lot of plant-based things, but I do eat dairy as well. I like a lot of the kind of corn things or meat substitutes. Although it has become more about the animals lately for me, it was never about that when I was younger. I just don't like meat. I don't like the texture. The idea that it used to be alive really freaks me out. It's not something that I particularly enjoy eating, so I don't. So a couple of the things that I have been using for my meal prepping, or if everyone else is having burgers or whatever, Tesco's, and I don't know if they stock them anywhere else, but certainly in the UK this is a better brand of meat substitutes, but this is Vivera. It's 100% vegan. The protein in here is really high content. I like to try and average like 15 to 20 grams plus per meal, because I struggle to get in my protein, and if you are weight training to gain muscle in general, I feel like it's better to have a slightly higher protein content in my diet. But at the same time, every body is different. So if you react badly to something, or you find that eating more carbs is better for you because you feel more energized and stuff like that, you have to adjust it for you. This is just what I feel as a baseline generally works for me. So these veggie burgers are really good. To give you a kind of idea, I would have like one of these with a load of broccoli and some rice or something, and per burger there's 169 calories, 7.3 grams of fat, 4.8 of carbs, and 18.5 of protein. So around the 20 gram mark is what I'm really looking for in my protein source. And of course, if I'm having this with veggies and some complex carbs, then this is my source of protein. Again, they've got these steaks. If you are not a big fan of meat substitutes because the idea of meat freaks you out, I know my grandma is pescatarian, but she's never really been keen on meat or anything. She cannot bear the idea of this because it looks too much like meat, but that is something that doesn't bother me because I know that it is plant-based and that doesn't affect me, and I'm getting my protein in. So I have some juice shots to show you. Now, these are by a company called Bumblezest. These guys are a very small family-run business, and they've already won a few awards. I like the fact that the bottles are glass. It just feels really nice, and I actually keep these afterwards to make my own shots if I'm like whizzing up some ginger and all that kind of stuff. What I'd like to say about these things is that I feel like there's this kind of insinuation that this kind of stuff is a bit of a fad and you don't need it and all that kind of stuff. What I would say with these things is that it gives you a little bit of a boost, and if your diet is not brilliant and you're not getting a lot of fibre, or you're not getting a lot of antioxidants, or you're not getting a lot of nutrients from your general diet, this is helpful as like a bit of a boost to it. This is not a replacement for a healthy, nutritious, balanced diet, but I find that it makes me feel different, hence I like it. They've got all sorts of different flavours. I've actually got some notes so I don't mess anything up. So they've got a ginger and turmeric collagen one, a cacao maca collagen, a matcha moringa and ginseng one. I've actually got a few of those downstairs, and that's probably my favourite. Chamomile, lavender and spirulina, and an apple cider vinegar, milk thistle and charcoal. So some of these are just sort of to help stimulate your metabolism, aid your digestion, boost your immune system. Things like ginger and turmeric are very good if you are, if you have joint problems and things, because they're anti-inflammatory. And I'm really trying to get into healing my body, helping my body with natural ingredients, because it's absolutely possible to do that for most of the general aches and pains that we kind of go through if you're training a lot, lack of sleep, all that kind of stuff. So if you are interested in getting some of these, I know they're stocked on Amazon. They also have their normal website. I'm a big fan. They're a little bit pricey, but this is not something I'd have every day. It's something that I have specifically for something. So if I need a bit of a boost, I might have the like apple cider vinegar one and with the milk thistle and stuff in if I've been drinking that weekend or something like that. If I have a cold or I'm achy and my joints are a bit, well, because I've been training a lot, then I might have the one that has ginger and turmeric in it. You kind of like tailor it to what your body needs. As with any of these things, this is an addition or a helpful boost to an already healthy, nutritious diet. You can't fix your issues by drinking this stuff. Just as I say with anything else, if you're taking a supplement or you're having a juice shot or you're doing something like that, it should be an addition to you looking after your health all round. The next thing I want to talk to you about is protein powder. As I struggle to get the amount of protein that I want to hit the macros that I'm on. I just wanted to show you some of the things that I use to help with my training and my general health and fitness. So I'm a massive fan of my protein, and I also use the bulk powders. What I have right now is the bulk powders. This is the Pure series. This is pure whey protein, and I also like to use the whey protein isolate. It just means that their fat and carbs are far lower, and you generally get more protein per scoop. This is the vanilla flavour. They have all sorts of different flavours. This is something that I would use in my protein smoothie. So every morning, just to get a hit straight away, I would generally have like a couple of tablespoons of oats, some water or some apple juice mixed with water, some frozen fruit, and then a scoop of unflavoured and a scoop of something to flavour it. And that is generally my breakfast smoothie. As I've said with the juice shots and stuff, this is an addition to an already good diet. There is no point buying all this stuff thinking that it's going to make you fit and healthy, because if you're eating pizza all day every day and then you're having a couple of protein shakes, it's not going to make a difference. I use this because you need protein to build muscle, and I'm doing weight training currently, and that is really important. I also use it as an addition to my diet already because I don't eat meat, and I really struggle to get my protein in if I don't use those. So just think about your goals and assess where you're at right now before you go buying like extras and throwing those into the mix. Make sure that your base diet is okay and these really are just being used in addition, because if you can get everything you need from your diet, then that's the best thing to do possible. But if you can't, then these are really handy as a supplement. You don't want to be living off them. That's not what they're for. The next couple of things that I want to show you are stuff that I would train in. So as I've just discussed, what I'm doing at the moment is I'm doing a 3-day split. So I'm doing back and chest, arms and shoulders, and leg day. But I put my leg day in the middle so that I'm not doing 2 lots of upper body and getting really sore. Because when you just start weight training or you're getting back into a form of training that you haven't done for a little while, you need to really ease yourself in. And obviously be really mindful of the weight that you're starting with. You can adjust that later if it gets easier, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. However, training gear is really important to me. It's always been quite important to me because I feel like if I feel good in something and things are squat proof and I feel kind of held in, supportive, nothing see-through, and this stuff lasts, it's worth spending a little bit more money on it to me. And it also means that I'm going to really want to go to the gym. If I've got stuff that's falling apart that I don't feel comfortable in, that I think, oh my god, this has got a hole in, it's gonna, you know, burst at the seams when I'm trying to squat or whatever, then that just puts me off. And it sounds really silly, but it's like when you go into your workspace, I find that if my workspace, if I'm editing, is cluttered and old and gross, then I don't want to do it. If my environment and I'm kind of and my equipment and all that kind of stuff feels clean and fresh and nice and makes me feel good, then I'm more likely to want to go. So it's a silly thing and it's a small thing, but to me personally it makes a big difference. I have always been a fan of Nike. I still really recommend their running tights and their sports bras, especially if you are bigger busted as well. However, I have been using a lot of Gymshark things lately. So the top I'm wearing is actually just like a plain top. I don't know if you can see, excuse the boobage. My sports bra is actually from Gymshark, and it's a crisscross one with 3 bra hooks at the back, so really supportive. It's also got some padding in. I will make a list down below because I can't remember exactly what it's called, and obviously I'm about to go out, so this is the only one that I have and I'm wearing it. Not very helpful, but just their stuff in general. So this is a kind of cropped top, but it's breathable, it's in a grey. You could wear this just as it is with some high-waisted trousers like the ones I'm about to show you, or you can wear like a vest top underneath and not have your stomach out. It's stretchy, it clings to the body, the fabric is nice and thick, you don't get anything sort of showing through. It does have the little thumb holes on it to keep your hands covered if you're outside and stuff. They all fit really nicely. They do a range of sizes, like up to, I think it's double XL, I can't remember. And I really, really like their bottoms. So again, I can't remember the name of these, but I will either leave it down here somewhere or I will put it in the description box for you. These are actually what I'm wearing right now, and I have them in black as well. So the black ones is what I'm wearing right now. These are I think they brought these out in like a pale pink, like a turquoisey colour. They had I think these were released last year. They've kind of got the holes, so you do see a bit of skin, and again they've got some of the kind of holy bits at the bottom. They are tight all the way down to the ankle. They have a big waistband that comes up really high, like to the bottom of your ribs. And they have the little bit of Gymshark branding on the back, and then you have the Gymshark bit on the side with some paneling as well. These are my favourite kind. I love my Nike running tights as a basic, but these, if you are lifting weights or doing anything that is really kind of bendy, where you're really using your joints and moving in a certain way rather than sort of upright running, these are far more appropriate. They are squat proof. They are good if you're sweaty. I don't get sweat patches or anything in these, even though these are a colour. They're breathable, they're really comfortable, and I feel supported because now that I'm curvier, I still want to feel nice in the gym. That sounds really stupid, but I feel like for a lot of women, especially if you go to a gym, I have always been quite unconfident in going to a gym. I'm very lucky that Dad's very into his fitness. We've got like a power cage with a pull-up bar and stuff in the garage, rowing machine, all that kind of stuff. But this year and before Christmas, I was actually forcing myself to go out to the gym, and one of my friends recently joined the same one. And for me, especially being more curvy now, I feel like I was very unconfident going in, and therefore I always felt like people were watching me, which is ridiculous because anyone who goes to the gym are normally there for themselves. No one's looking at you, no one's watching you. It's a you thing that you have to deal with. But I felt like having nice gym gear that kind of held me in a little bit, was a nice thick material but breathable, and that was really comfortable and appropriate for what I was doing, definitely helped me feel more comfortable being in a gym with other people that I don't know. So highly recommend these. Next thing I want to talk about is Bluetooth wireless headphones. I have had a Skull Candy pair for a while, but these are the ones that I've been using lately. These are the JVC. I can't remember the name of them, but again, I will pop the name down below. You can see they fit really nicely. I normally have my hair in a ponytail like this. They fit over the ears really nicely, and they're really comfortable because I don't know whether you guys know, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then my lobe's done, so I've got like five holes in this ear, and then the other side I just have my normal earlobe piercing. But they're really comfortable. The cushioning is really comfortable. I've not had any problems with the connection on Bluetooth to my phone or anything, and I always think that headphones, if you're in the gym, kind of just keep you in the zone. Like, you can make a really nice playlist on Spotify or on your, you know, you can download one to your phone, or whatever you want to do, and I stick this on, have my playlist on, and then I just get on with the session that I'm doing. Don't have to think about it. I don't have to talk to anyone. It kind of just keeps me in the zone and focused on what I'm doing. So I honestly think that Bluetooth headphones are an absolute must health and fitness wise, and I even use them when I'm at home in my own garage. What I like about these is that they kind of just go flat as well. And of course these are also like adjustable as well. And I think they come in a few different colours. I will leave the exact make of these down below for you, but as I said, I've not had any problems with them. They're super comfortable on my piercings, which is something that's really important to me, and they wipe off really easily, because sometimes if I'm coming to the gym straight from work or something like that, I do get makeup on them because I don't necessarily take my face off every time I go. And these ones are also, they've got like the bass button on. I really like that you can like pump up the bass. The final couple of bits that I have to talk to you about are things that you don't necessarily need, but if you are serious about your training, you can do a bit of research on this. I love my training and I am serious about my training, and I really like to track my training. However, I'm going to show you two different options. So the first one that I liked to use before I got my current one was the Polar FT4. They do different models of these, and this is a heart rate monitor, and what it comes with is a chest strap. I just find that once you've plumbed all your details, like your height, your weight, whether you're female, male, all of that kind of stuff, you can do a test to your VO2 max as well to work out your heart rate and stuff, and this just calculates how many calories that you are burning during a workout. Obviously you have to make sure that you've put in all your information accurately. I always say just take it as a rough estimate if you've got all of your measurements and things like that right, but I find it's helpful because I can see roughly how long I was in for a fat burning zone, how long I've worked, how long my session was for that day, and I can kind of see like how many calories I burnt and stuff like that. I just find it really helpful to keep a rate of my fitness as well, because if I notice that my heart rate's lower during a certain exercise than it was 3 weeks ago, then I feel like I'm also making progress because it's not as much effort for me, if that makes sense. So I just like to track it, and it also has it has the button so you can go back and see when you've worked out as well. It keeps a log of each session you did, how many calories you burnt, how long it was, and how long you were in the fat burning zone for. They're also waterproof up to 50 meters, I think, so you can use these for swimming. And if you are someone that doesn't want to get a Fitbit or can't afford to, these are about 50 quid, so they're actually really reasonable. The next thing I want to talk to you about is something that's really new to me, but it is something that is a favourite of mine because I'm really into it right now. I have the Garmin Forerunner 35, and this is a watch that looks like this. You can see I've been wearing it. It has a touch thing on the back that does your heart rate as well, and this is a running watch really. There are other things you can do on it. It's more for cardio based exercise, so there is a function where you can do running, there's cycling, there's running indoors, so you can tell it whether you're on a treadmill, because that is different and it does make a difference. Cardio, you can also do interval work on here, and it just keeps a track, and it goes along with an app as well. You can also link it up to MyFitnessPal if you're tracking your calories and your macros and things. It keeps an eye on your heart rate, also does your sleep and stuff. It's similar to a Fitbit, but I've seen a few people that I know that have these who run marathons and stuff like that say that this is much better for runners. And that is kind of my goal for this year. I want to be able to do like a half marathon or something. I've never been a runner, I've always really hated it, and I've been doing the couch to 5k on top of my regular training, so doing a mixture of my weight training and the cardio stuff for running. And also running has enabled me to get outside, which is also really good for my mental health. So far I'm really enjoying this. Well, it does track your steps and stuff as well, and I have seen a few people saying that the calories burned during a workout has been far less than their steps all day and things like that, so there's a bit of just a discrepancy with the calories burned and active calories as well. But I would say anything that you're using that is tracking, I want this for my heart rate, my general fitness, and to track my runs and stuff, because you can see what your heart rate was at when you slowed down. And you can see improvements. That they've got really funky like graphs and stuff on the app and stuff for you to see. It also tracks your sleep and things. I don't necessarily use this for the calories. When I do my workouts, I use them as a, oh, I've just done a workout. I don't take that into account over the week for my calorie consumption, because I think for me, that attitude of, oh, I've done a workout, I've got an extra 400 calories to eat, is not particularly helpful. So unless I've really gone hard, or I've been training specifically for something and I need to carb load, or if I was, you know, running a marathon or something like that, I don't generally take that into consideration, so it's not a big deal to me. But if you are more interested in calorie tracking and stuff, then I would say there have been problems with this being accurate. But anything that tracks your calories, I would take it as an estimate. Just be sensible. You can look at roughly your height and weight and what you would burn, or, you know, do it on a heart rate monitor, a proper heart rate monitor. They seem to be far more accurate. But all round, for a general fitness, and especially for running, which is what I've kind of been using it for, I have really found this to be very helpful. And you can wear it all the time. And it does track your sleep, so I have been sleeping in it. What I will say though is not particularly comfortable to sleep in. It's quite chunky. You can get it in a few different colours, and I think I paid £120 for it, so it's more expensive than a normal heart rate monitor, and it's something that I haven't ever spent that amount of money on sports tech before. And I would say that if you are tracking your calories and you're doing your macros and you've got apps like MyFitnessPal and stuff, although these types of things do link up with them and it is helpful if you've got the extra cash, you don't need one of these things or a Fitbit or anything like that to be able to train effectively and achieve your goals either. So do remember that. Although I'm recommending it because I'm using it for something specific, you don't absolutely need one. That is all that I have to share with you for today's video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please do check out some of the brands that I've mentioned. I will leave everybody's Instagrams and all that good stuff down below, websites if they have any. I will also leave the specific products that I've mentioned down below, because I know prices and names and things sometimes escape me when I'm just talking to you guys. And please do also give this video a massive thumbs up if you've enjoyed it. Let me know what your health and fitness goals are. Please do let me know what your health and fitness goals are this year, and if you'd like any more specific videos like smoothie, like protein smoothie recipes, my specific weight training routine and things like that, then please do let me know in the comments below, and I will see you in the next video. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram as well. It's Hannah Jo James, all lowercase, for smoothie recipes, more of me, get to see the family. Boyfriend might appear at some stage, who knows. And I will see you in the next one. Lots of love. Bye.